Money is not real. It is the most successful collective hallucination in human history. We work for it, we kill for it, and we measure our entire worth by it. But if you look closely, the money in your bank account is nothing more than a ghost. To understand the illusion, we must go back to the beginning. For thousands of years, value was physical. If you wanted something, you traded something real. A cow, a bag of grain, a weapon. But barter was inefficient. You cannot put a cow in your pocket. So, humanity invented the coin. Gold and silver. These weren't just symbols, they were the value itself. A gold coin carried its worth in its weight. It didn't matter if a king died or an empire fell, the gold remained gold. You trusted the metal, not the politician. But carrying heavy metal is dangerous. So, the bankers of the Renaissance created the paper receipt. You left your gold in a vault, and they gave you a piece of paper claiming ownership of that gold. This was the birth of the banknote. For a long time, every dollar printed had a matching piece of gold sitting in a dark room somewhere. The paper was just a claim check. But then, governments realized a dangerous truth: if nobody checks the vault, you can print more receipts than you have gold. This was the first crack in the system. History is full of moments where this trust collapsed. Look at Germany in the 1920s, or Zimbabwe in the 2000s. Governments printed so much paper that money became trash. People used banknotes to burn in their stoves for heat, because the paper was worth more than the value printed on it. This is the nightmare of hyperinflation, the moment the illusion breaks. Then, the great betrayal happened globally. In 1971, the link between reality and money was severed forever. The United States government, facing massive debts, decided to break the gold standard. Suddenly, the dollar was backed by nothing but faith and credit. We entered the era of fiat money. Fiat is Latin for "let it be done." Money became valuable simply because the government said so. But if it's not backed by gold, what is it backed by? Since the 1970s, it has been backed by oil and military power. The petrodollar system ensured that if you wanted to buy energy anywhere in the world, you needed US dollars. The value came from necessity and force, not from scarcity. This gave central banks a terrifying power, the ability to print value out of thin air. When they print more, your money is worth less. It is the invisible tax that slowly eats away at your life's work. Your grandfather could buy a house for a few $1,000s. Today, you need millions. The house didn't change. The money became weaker. Today, we have reached the final stage of the illusion. Money has vanished completely. It is no longer gold, and it is barely even paper. It is now just data. Trillions of dollars are merely light signals flashing through fiber optic cables beneath the ocean. A fortune can be created or erased with a single keystroke. Banks lend out money they don't actually have, creating debt spirals that fuel the global economy. We have moved from trusting nature's gold, to trusting human governments, to trusting computer code. So, the next time you look at your bank balance, ask yourself, is that wealth real? Or is it just a score in a game that we have all agreed to play? Because in the end, value is not in the object. It is in the belief. And as history shows, beliefs can change in an instant.